Okay, so how to stay safe with ultralight gear. Obviously you're going to have a sacket with you, which is this kind of space blanket. And here I've just turned it into a poncho. Of course, if you had another space blanket, you could make a skirt, wrap it around yourself here, make a cowl, put it over your head, maybe even cut it up and use it to make some over mitts if it's wet. So it's always worth having two space blankets with you. Also, you might tear or lose one. Then I've got Dachstein mitts, obviously mega warm over my ordinary mitts, my buff, which I can use as a face guard, and my sunglasses that have a little insert in it that makes them windproof. So I'm just going to take these layers off, and you'll see that with not a lot of gear, you can still actually make yourself very, very windproof. So the poncho, then I have actually got it tied because I keep the sacket, this Staying Alive cold kit. I actually attached some strings to it so that I can use it as a tarp, but also so that I can wrap it around myself if I'm not going to actually have a backpack, or maybe I've lost my backpack. In any case, strings on the sacket. All in all, you can make yourself a nice little shelter with it, but mainly it's for use as an emergency warming tent or poncho. So if something bad is happening, you get your little candle, one or more, you get your poncho on like this, you sit on your backpack like that, you light your little candle in here, and you just hunker down, and within about 10 minutes or so, in here will be warm, probably about plus 30. So that's the sacket. So you take that off. I've got the gaiters, like we talked before about. These ones are very, very light and very fast to put on. We have my Swiss wool puffy, but any puffy will do. The point though with puffies is to put them on out over the top of what you already had on, so as to not disrupt the warmth and the microclimate that you already had inside. So the puffy, that comes off. Now I'm back into my pretty much ordinary touring clothing except for this awesome hat. Very warm, very cheap hat. It's like 15 euros or so. Just open all this up here, get all this stuff off because it's actually far too warm in there. Woo! Woo! It's almost like a space helmet, this thing. And you'll see here that the glasses have an insert here that makes them windproof. Of course, I have my little headband on. And then in here it's just an underlayer and a mid layer. So with a very little tiny sack, you can have complete protection and even overnight survival without really having to carry very much stuff with you. The other thing that I bring with me, quite important, is, if I can find it in here. The other thing I do bring with me are chains for my boots, because if I'm on any kind of incline and I do have to actually, if I can't ski it because it's too icy, likelihood is that it's going to be also too icy for the boots. Yes? So, if I'm going to be on an incline, likelihood is that it's going to be too icy for these boots as well. And then I'll put these little snow chains on. They don't weigh very much. They just come on like that. Little grippers. And they secure across the top like this. And with that, you have total control even on water ice. Essential, really. Especially if you're going to spend a lot of time skiing on forest tracks and things like that. So, that's all the stuff I take with me. Thermos flask and stuff like that. But really, there's no excuse for getting hurt out there because you were not smart enough to bring worms.